right, welcome to Centers for Spiritual Living, online and in the community. And if you're out there, please come in person and join us so we can love you up. We are so grateful to have you here today. I just want to take a minute and let's just take a breath and breathe it all in and all this lovely, warm energy. We're so happy that you're here. I am so happy that you're here. Here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we embrace the science of mind philosophy so that you can inquire into your true self. Hi, Jude. And I'm always so happy to see people that I know outside of our community. But we just celebrate you here. We want to love you up. We want to help you to help yourself discover the greatness inside of you so that you can be the author of your own life. And how we do that is through classes, and our beloved practitioners will pray with you and remind you of your truth. And the thing about practitioners is they hold the highest idea for you when your mind gets lost in the lowest. Isn't that amazing? And I remember when I got that, and it gives me goosebumps thinking about it, because it's so wonderful to have and to know someone out there has got your back when we have those moments of forgetfulness like we all do. So that's what's beautiful about what we do here and how we can love you up. Just as part of the announcements today, I know Kathleen is going to cover all the deets, okay? But I promised Reverend Kath that I was going to go over a few things because I told her for her coffee talk, and that's mine, coffee talk's mine, book club, that I was going to talk about it so much Jesus himself was going to show up. So, but I just want you to know that Reverend Kath is offering the Emerging Church an online book study is coming. Kathleen's going to cover the details, but I think when you hear things twice, it sinks in. May 5th, excellent speaker is going to be here. We're really excited about that. And Coffee Talk with Tracey coming. So just my little 2 cents. Again, all of the details will be revealed at the end. And the slides, Kathleen and me, you should not forget, and it's online. So we look forward to you coming and spending time with us. So we're ready. Let's deepen.
Breath. Because we're going to recognize and remember the truth of the power and the presence that shows up every single day in every single way. From a mustard seed to a mountain, there is no size limit, no job too small or too large for our God. Everywhere there is beauty, fresh green, daffodils and tulips, the laughter of springtime. So this powerful spirit presence is here in this room. It's with you, closer than the air you breathe. And I claim my place, and I claim your place as part of that divine presence. Because I know for each of us is a day of appreciation, a day of gratitude. And I appreciate all the people here that helped create this service today. From the music gently playing behind the meditation, all the way to the raucous sounds that are going to move us to our feet. From the creative hand dance of Bob, Rev Tracey offering us some wisdom of conscious leadership so that we can each lead in our own way by remembering, as we think, so shall it be. So I'm grateful for all this. I'm grateful for the teachings. And I just release these words into the power of love and law, knowing it's already done. And we can anchor that together with, and so it is.
So much of CSL philosophy is based on choosing. Let's sing this together. I choose joy. I choose peace. I choose gentle, sweet release. I choose life. I choose truth. choose joy, I choose peace, I choose gentle, sweet release, I choose light, I choose truth. Love is what I choose. One more time. I choose joy, I choose peace, I choose gentle, sweet release, I choose light, I choose truth. Love is what I choose. Love is what I choose. Love is what I choose.
Ernest Holmes told us in The Power of an Idea about a way that love shows up, a way to choose love. He said, gratitude is not only a virtue, but it is also a part of a practical philosophy of daily life. There is no wiser way of living and loving than to remember every morning what life has given us, and to lift up our thought in thankfulness for every bounty we possess. Let's think about that for a moment. Because love is what I choose. We have the candle lighters come up. The Center for Spiritual Living Prescott, guided by the science of mind, acknowledges the diverse faiths and spiritual traditions that enrich our world. Each belief system offers a distinct understanding of the mysteries of existence and a unique connection with the divine. Lighting these candles symbolizes our collective reverence for the diverse paths humans take in seeking meaning and purpose. In this shared moment, we affirm and celebrate the multiplicity of the human experience. We light a candle for Christianity, based on the teachings of Jesus the Christ, who taught the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within. For Islam and its teaching and belief in the one and only God, creator of the heaven and the earth. For Judaism, a community of shared laws, traditions, and family ties, which began with the covenant between Abraham and God. For Buddhism, the middle path of non-attachment that ends suffering. For Hinduism, the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. For the traditions of the indigenous people everywhere and their close and sacred connection to the earth, sky, and her waters. For Baha'i, the path of unity and peace. For the goddess traditions, celebrating the power and wisdom of the feminine energies, including nature and nurture. And for the science of mind, a philosophy of life that teaches there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it. Join me with these words. We are here for God. Our purpose is to express the nature of God as love, abundance, and joy in everything we do. The good we seek for ourselves is what we desire for all people everywhere. So it is.
There are so many things I don't understand. How can both love and hate be in the heart of man? Captive is my soul, and if the truth would finally be told, been searching far and wide, looking everywhere but inside, I need to let go. I need to let go. I am a stranger here, trying to find my way home. The night is drawing near, so many roads to choose from. Captive is my soul, and if the truth would finally be told, searching far and wide, looking everywhere but inside, I need to let go. I need to let go. 'Cause I wanna fly, I wanna soar with you. I wanna fly, I wanna soar with you, oh God. I wanna fly, I wanna soar with you. I wanna fly, I wanna soar with you, oh God. There are so many things I don't understand. How can both love and hate be in the heart of man? Captive is my soul, and yes, the truth is finally told. Searching far and wide, looking everywhere but inside, I'm letting go. Letting go to you. I'm letting go. Letting go to you. I'm letting go. Letting go to you. I'm letting go. Letting go to you.
I'm back. Hello. Hey, a little secret. So if you're driving in my car with my little toddler, and any given moment, Lisa's CD is playing, and you'll hear Songbird. and where do we go? And he was so delighted when she sang a little bit of that for him today, and that is truly his favorite song. And then Bill goes, do they have that CD out there? Because I need one for my truck, too. So that's it. Thank you so much. I am always so happy to see you here. Thank you. And you sang a song where I didn't just break out and cry this time, but that is such a beautiful song, Songbird. If you haven't heard it, check out her CDs. It's very lovely. All of her music is very lovely. All right, so I went to Washington for the Sister Spirit Retreat, and I spent 5 cold days in Washington, but it was so beautiful, Seabeck, Washington, and rest, renewed, got to meet a lot of other ministers and just a great group of women They do it every year. They're already planning next year. So if you'd like to go with me, keep that on your calendar. And as it gets closer, I'll share with you, because we had a really good time drumming and dressing up. And that whole team dressed like Care Bears. And I was like, I feel left out. I don't have a Care Bear outfit. But I took great big suitcases because there was a lot of stuff to do. But mostly the nature, and they had this little chapel in the woods, and it had 4 little pews, a lectern, and a little cross, and you could just sit there and meditate. And it was really beautiful. The deer would walk through while you were engaged in that. So if you need rest and relaxation next year, you're welcome to join me. I want to go with a caravan. It's always fun to do things with other people. Okay, so let's get going here. So did you hear about the pastor who was walking down the street? Did everyone hear about the pastor who was walking down the street? No. Well, one day he saw this little boy, a little small little boy, and he was trying to reach up to ring the doorbell. And the pastor watched him intently and realized he couldn't reach the doorbell. So the pastor came over and said, "Hey, little man, do you need some assistance?" And he said, "Yes, would you pick me up so I could ring the doorbell?" And the pastor said, "Absolutely." So he picked him up, he rang the doorbell, and he looked at the little man and he goes, "What's next?" And he goes, "Run!" Time to go. Who remembers those days? Not y'all, right? Nobody ever did that. So we are back to the 15 commitments, and I got lost down a hole of YouTube videos by the author of the 15 commitments, because I read the book in ministerial school, I read it again, but I love watching videos. There's something that really just helps you grasp an idea by watching 2 people exchange. So it was really good. And one of the things that helped me to want to share with you today is why the 15 commitments, Tracey, of conscious leadership. Why are these important? So, one of the things, somebody asked him why 15, and he said it was just the perfect number. That's the number Spirit placed on his heart. That's the number they used, and that's the number they stick to. And that it also spread out the landscape of breaking it up into 3 groups. And what they really wanted us to know is that it's a journey of identifying the drama, and 1 through 3, investing in reclaimed energy, realizing your true nature, co-creating with the world. So it's just one would not fit without the other. And I really thought that was an important piece for us to really understand, that the 1 through 3 is identifying drama. Now, of course, you don't have any drama, right? No drama within you. None of me, for sure. Maybe a little chaos. But what was so interesting in doing 1 through 3 and then going back and watching some videos is how easy it is to go out when we're unhappy, and to blame, and sometimes even shame, and that human game that we play. And so what I did was I also got lost, it's over here, down the rabbit hole of what can I bring to my community to help them identify some of their drama, if you have it. But there's a whole pack. There's about 15 of them out there, little worksheets. I love a good worksheet. When I was in school, if the teacher gave me a worksheet, I'd get an A, because most of the answers were on it. Right? Didn't have to look much up. But this is a really good pack. It goes into how to have conversations, how to have appreciation. That's the first one on our list today. How to identify what you're feeling. I don't know about you, but I was talking to Rev Kath this week, and she's like, we were talking about something. She's like, what does that feel like? And I go, anger. Like, I just get mad. That's my only feeling. And she's like, come on, let's work it out. So, sometimes everything gets lumped under that one word, and it's so much more in there to discover. And when you discover, when she helps me discover, when we have conversations, I notice a release. And as soon as I identify it, I can let it go, and it kind of passes through, and this feeling of reprieve or release, or I don't know, it's just a peace, like a grace that you've done your work, Tracey. You did good. You looked inside and you saw something. And that's what I love about this book, and this is what I love about taking the journey with you. Because, in ministerial school, they do teach you a lot, but they don't teach you everything. And you're still, I know, Esty, right? I agree. And you're still, a person. You still have feelings. You still have emotions. You still process information. And I wanted to learn about myself along with you. So I still invite you to pick up the book. And if you don't want to read, just go to theconsciousleadership.com, and they have a video on every single chapter, and you could get lost in it like I did, but very, very informative. The other practice that I want to start doing from up here is appreciation and gratitude. So I really want to take the times when I'm speaking to really say that I am grateful for you. I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for the abundance of the universe and how God shows up in my life. And, when I take a breath, I feel the grace because I'm here, because I'm me, because I'm getting to know myself. And more important, I'm falling in love with who I am, flaws and all, and having a vulnerability to acknowledge that I'm not perfect at everything. I make mistakes. And when I do that, then when other people make them, the judgment is released. So that is what I really, really want you to know, is that I would encourage you to wake up, say 3 things you're grateful for. And when I was driving up here, I thought, God, there's so many things, so many things. And often my mind is the opposite. I see the shortcomings, the shortfalls, the short of everything. And something has happened recently where I've had a change of mindset, and my heart has been opening a lot. And it comes with a lot of tears to realize how you see the world, or how you are conditioned to see the world. And it prevents a connection with people. And so it's been really wonderful. When I was at retreat, I cried a lot. So a lot, because I'm at home with toddlers, a baby, toddler, and sometimes Billy's working, and being around a lot of people and being very vulnerable. It was kind of scary to me, and I consider myself an outgoing person. But what I recognized is there's still that part of me that's wearing a mask, and it's time to take it off. And that's what this is about, is stepping into your authenticity, embodying your consciousness, owning who you are fully and completely. And guess what? There are no flaws. There's no bad ideas. There's no wrongdoings. There are choices and consequences. And when you suffer the consequences a couple times and they're really uncomfortable, it'll push you into a new choice. But you know what I loved about it is I get to give myself a break and just be okay with who I am. And when I'm okay with who I am, I'm okay with who you are. And that's the beauty of it, right? So the first one is appreciation. And Ernest Holmes says this: in the recognition of the small things lies the power to appreciate the grand. As we excel in our unique genius, we illuminate the path for others to do the same. We illuminate the path for others to do the same by recognizing with the power of appreciation. Like, we put so much time and attention. Okay, I'll own it. I put so much time and attention on, oh, I made that mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I got to do this. And I forget to put the power of attention and appreciation on the lovely things that I do, on the sweet things that I do, and to go, hey, Tracey, you did a good job today. Instead of like beating myself up going to bed going, who doesn't like me today? Instead of going, I'm liked by everybody. Some might have a different opinion, but I'm okay with me. And you know, the more I do that, the more it deepens, the more my heart opens. And this was the question I had for all my teachers. You know, Tracey, you got to move from your head to your heart, logic to wisdom. And I'm like, but how? You'll figure it out. And I will go find more teachers. I have a collection of them. But one of the things my friend Gloria G said to me is, it's your journey. You have to learn to trust your wisdom. And there's a time to step away and fall, get up, whatever, and then just own it and keep moving. And that's my commitment to you, is that we're in this together. We're taking this journey together. We are loving and changing and growing this center together. And I just absolutely am in love with that idea today and every day. So ending drama. that was 1 through 6. We talked about that. We don't have to go over it again because, we're not visiting drama today. Commitments 7, 8, and 9 is what we're focusing on. So cultivating appreciation. Finding appreciation in frustrating situations. Who likes that? I like to just talk about the frustrating situation. And if you don't listen to me, I'll go find 5 people who will. I'll phone a friend, and they might hang up on me. I'll phone another one. And I always kid my daughter because she was like, I haven't told anybody else. Right? So there's a little gossip in there, maybe, if it's a negative thing. But she'll tell the whole story, one of my daughters. And then a couple days later, she goes, I was talking to this person, this person, this person. I told them the story, and you know what? They said the same thing you did. And I was like, well, why'd you need to talk to anybody else? But sometimes when we don't trust our own innate wisdom, or we don't have the ability to cultivate, no, you have the ability to cultivate. When we don't recognize that grace is always present, and that it always has the answer for what you need. But what we need to do is slow down and find the appreciation in every situation that we perceive as negative. One of the videos that I got lost in, which, by the way, I found myself in, I emailed Reverend Kath and I said, I see it. So I'm about to give myself away a little bit. But it's so beautiful, right? We have to own all of it. The lady who wrote the book was in conversation with her friend, and she left her purse in the Uber. So she called Uber, and Uber was like, sorry, it's not my problem. And she was like, what? And she was really mad. She's like, that's an expensive purse. I need you to help me find my purse. And they're like, we have 1 million cars, sorry. And so her friend said to her, I just because I know you, I can tell that what you really wanted was support. And she was like, yeah, why couldn't I get there? Why couldn't I just say, I really need you to support me? Why did the anger carry me away? And the second thing she identified was, let's go a little deeper. And she said, how do you move in the world like the person that you spoke to on the phone? And she was like, because the mirror reflects to the thinker in the manifested world. The energy of the universe is your attention, your power of attention, your power of thought, attention, and mindset. And she was like, I can be one of those people that say, it's not my problem, go find someone to fix it for you. And she said, I think I met myself. And I was like, well, maybe I can relate to that, right? That when the thorn that pricks us, it's usually inside of us. And it's really hard to identify because when you're looking at a particular situation, that's irritating you, the last thing you want to say is, I'm like that, right? Or we don't want to identify with it because it might not be the same situation that's frustrating you. We have to get to the feelings and the underlying cause. Do you want to be supported? I like to be supported. I have a really hard time asking for it. I also have been in the works of how is what's going on out here happening in here as a self-directed sense of value or enoughness, right? How is that happening within me? And once you see it, you go, and this insight comes, and then you recognize that stepping into it and owning it, it's not a dirty word. It's not a dirty game. It's not, we were raised with teachers and parents that said, don't be that way. For me specifically with Catholicism, be a nice person, be a good girl, all of these things. And so you move through the world, for me, trying to be who you need me to be because I like to be liked, right? And this creates a little people-pleasing and a lack of boundary setting, which, by the way, I'm way moving past. Those little tiny remnants of those things that get hung up down there come to the surface when we meet that person who is in our face, causing us frustration. And if we stopped, took a breath, phoned a friend that has a consciousness to hold accountable in grace and love and compassion, they will point you in the right direction like Sabrina did for me yesterday. We were having a fun conversation, and she's so insightful, wonderful practitioner. I like to highlight them. But we were just talking about stuff, and she was sharing with me something that she heard me say. I use the word fix a lot. And I was like, I didn't realize I used that word that much. So, we have to own it and not be ashamed to say it and not hide it down here. And one of the things in our philosophy we can do is go, oh, you use that word fix. We don't fix in Science of Mind. That is not what Sabrina did. But she did help me to see how that word came up in my vernacular quite often in a very loving way. And I wanted to hide. I was like, but that's not what I meant. And she's like, and then I had to take a look at it, and I go, I do think that needs to be fixed. Why am I ashamed of that I think it needs to be fixed? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But why am I ashamed of that within myself? And when I heal that, or not heal, when I reveal that self-acceptance, what's out here changes, and then you can be in relation to whatever's going on in a compassionate and empathetic way because you have been that towards yourself. So appreciation, in the packet, there's a worksheet because appreciation comes in frustrating situations. It comes with telling our family and friends that we love them. On the way up here, I texted 3 people and said, hey, thank you for being a part of my life. I love you. You've enhanced it in this way. And I'm so grateful that you are always here to lift me up and make me shine. And also when you tell me the truth, and it hurts, because it's my hurt, not yours, that you're strong enough to do that. Because I can control a conversation. Okay, I can. It's a protection mechanism, but I am working on being quiet. It's hard for a talker to be quiet, but I'm working on it, and I'm allowing myself to fail at it once in a while, and then have a good laugh and keep moving instead of making it a dirty word. So we can embrace the gratitude amidst challenges. We can maintain appreciation in the midst of a setback. Things don't. Okay, they don't. This is a world, it's uncomfortable. My friend recently said this to me. We were talking about something, and I'm like, well, why am I that way? My friend and teacher, Tom Doss, and he said, because somebody treated you a particular way, and that's how you are. And I heard someone treated you a particular way, and I was like, well, who was that? And he goes, did you hear the second one? That's how you are. That's who you are. And I was like, oh, no, I missed that one. So, it's just it really is about self-acceptance, love, and moving from I'm not enough to I'm everything I need to be. And that right where I am, God, the creator, the universe is. And that is you. That is your birthright. That is the magnificent, energetic gift in your DNA that you have. And it is up to you to do the work, right? Fish, what does Gita say? Gita is a teacher. Be quiet and do the work. Yeah, she has no voice. She'll say, be quiet and just do the work, right? Silence and do the work. And that's the other thing I discovered about myself. I like to do the work if it intrigues me, but to sit down and read a spiritual book that is really complex is very hard for me. I usually shut the book and go watch YouTube videos. I was encouraged to push past the way I was taught my limitations. To sit, put the book down, take a breath, pick it back up, read another paragraph, even if it takes you a year to read it. Read the whole book and be loving to yourself. So maintain that appreciation and practice self-compassion. So before you send out those text messages, send one to yourself. Sit in a quiet place and just love yourself up. And if you can't, call someone and say, I just need to be loved up. Do you have a kind word for me today? We can offer that to each other as a community. So my kind word for you today is, I love you so much. I love you because I love me. On my mountain is joy and bliss. Yes, and you're welcome to come play with me in my playground whenever you want. I'm learning to play because I have toddlers, right? And the toddler will tell you the truth, right? Stop yelling at my papa. I was like, I'm not yelling. I talk loud. he was like, sit here and play with my trucks. So I am learning to play through the eyes of children because they don't have these ideas yet. They haven't formulated them in their mind. So I have a great appreciation for the world of play, which is on our list. The second one is Zone of Genius, which is Mel's favorite thing, Zone of Genius. He talks about it a lot. You have one, right? I called my daughter last night and I go, what's your Zone of Genius? And she goes, I don't know. That's why I talked to Tom. I'm trying to discover it. And I figured out one Zone of Genius when I was at retreat. They had a thing called the Divine Theater Expression. And you got your 3 minutes of fame, and no matter how it went, because there's no good or bad, there's just what you do and how you judge it, you got a standing ovation. And I was like, oh. And if you didn't want to do anything, you could just stand there and receive the standing ovation. So I opted out. And Spirit was like, no. And, And I said, nope, don't want to do it. And so we were sitting around the table, and someone came and said, hey, you didn't sign up? I go, yeah, it's cool. They're all sold out. And she goes, you can have my spot. I'm like, okay, Spirit, you're getting a little close for comfort. And I go, okay, we'll see. We'll see when we get there. Just tap me on the shoulder if you want to give it up. You might change your mind. And so we're sitting there, and my friend Julianne from the center I used to go to, and I feel this. And she goes, oh, you're in trouble now. And she goes, you can have my spot, and I'm number 3 on the list. I'm like, okay. So there's this beautiful little pamphlet book by Frank Alexander, The Hours After Midnight. And there's this beautiful, Oh, the Love That I Am poem in there, and the life that I am, and the beauty that I am. And I paid 43 cents to get it on my phone real quick, and walked up there with my phone, and Spirit said, oh, no, that's not what you're doing today. And I was like, where's that voice in my head? And I stood up there, and I said, take a breath, and out came a spoken word. It was so powerfully moving. Don't ask me what I said. I have no idea. But everybody stood up, and I was like, it must have been good because everyone's clapping for me. But afterwards, Karen Drucker came up to me, and she said, Tracey, do you have that written down? And I go, no, it just kind of came out of me. And she was like, I go, I know, right? I'm so surprised. To trust that innate grace inside of you, it's always there. And she goes, you need to go find someone who videoed and write it down, because that's a performance piece. So not only did I do something out of my comfort zone and I loved it up, someone complimented my ego, which makes me feel really happy. So I got my Zone of Genius because I was good at it, and I got to play. And it made me feel so wonderful. So that's what I'm inviting you in today, is a playful exploration, recognizing and celebrating your strengths. The strengths and contributions of others will enhance yours. And everyone has a unique talent, and everyone is always provided the opportunity to express those talents. And it also helps foster collaboration within our community. And Zones of Genius is what makes our community move, because I'm one person, I can't do it all, although I like to think I can, and you have permission to remind me I can't. But the collaborative spirit is so beautiful because it's grace, bringing new, fresh ideas to the table, ones that you could not come through you because your experience is different than mine. And that's what's so beautiful. So we foster a culture of collaboration and synergy, and it's going to magnetize this center. It's going to draw unto us what we need. We do not need to worry. We are not lilies in the field toiling. We are a powerful, vibrant, conscious center, prosperous, that does not need to be fixed. We need to just say yes and move. Yes and volunteer. Yes and go. And you need to ask what's mine to do. And if you volunteer for something that you don't like, guess what? We got 10 other things to do for you. So it's really great. I am on this journey with you. And when you realize these things about yourself, you will magnetize, and you will meet someone and they'll like you. You'll be like, what are you doing? I go, I go to Centers of Spiritual Living. You should come, because we are just the best place in town to figure out who you are, right? We play. We have fun, we learn, we discover, and most of all, we give you back to yourself. That's what we're doing with this building. It is calling something from us. Centers for Spiritual Living Prescott is an entity, and it is calling something from us. It is asking to be born. It is wanting to birth a new idea. And that idea doesn't have to come from me. You could be sitting on it right now, and something could come to you after you leave here, and you could email, and we'll be like, man, I would have never thunk that. So I invite you to pay attention to those intuition. I invite you to play. I invite you to just do whatever you gotta do to get yourself here, love yourself, and just be a part of this vibrant, loving community in any dang way you want to, okay? Because that's what we want. We want you. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm getting off my soapbox now. So cultivating that play mindset, adopting zone of genius, and we will be having a coffee talk with me where we're going to talk about these concepts: zones of genius, playfulness, how to find it. I spent years not knowing what I was good at. Can you believe that? Because look how great. I like to see. But I don't always have faith and confidence in what I do up here, but I push past it, because it brings me joy to be with you. And I invite any one of you to come up here and do your 3 minutes of fame anytime you want. And then you can, at the door, go, what you do is kind of difficult. Yes, it is, but I love it. But I really want you to be a part of the community, and we want to open the doors for you to express yourself in any way, like I said, okay? Are we in agreement on that one? Yeah, all right. And how many people know their zone of genius? Well, we have some people that we can, right? Okay. How many know how to play, have fun? Okay. And how many have an appreciation and gratitude process they do every day or weekly? All right, so we're going to look around the room, and if you are not one that raised your hand, go find someone that raised their hand and ask them to be an accountability partner. Ask them how. Ask them to give you an encouraging word when you walk by, and watch how it changes your life. Life is for living, life is for playing, life is for enjoyment, and sometimes it can just be downright difficult because we are, and not everybody is conscious as we are. That sounded lovely. I'm kidding. Humor is not my zone of genius. I don't know. But look, not everybody does the work. It's hard, is what I'm saying to you, right? Digging into yourself, you do have to push past the pain. You have to be willing to let limiting and old ideas go. And you have to be willing to look at the ones that are unconscious bias, that when they come up, you're like, I've been living from that space this whole time. No wonder I'm kind of moody. Right? And then when you let it go, you have to find the new way to be with it. So you have to find a new skill set to match your new mental equivalent to your new idea. And that's not always easy, but guess what? That's what we're here for, is to teach you how, show you. All right? So we are appreciation, zone of genius, and learning to play. And all of those are an important part of living your best life. And also they will help you meet life when the difficulties show up. Because we do know illness occurs, and people transition, and we lose jobs and all of this stuff. But whether that's going on or not, in your spirit, you can meet it any dang way you want to. And you should feel your feelings about it. You should let them pass through, and then you should find someone to help you redirect your mental attitude towards it in a gentle, loving way. And you will see that you do not have to hold on to your limitations, that you are greatness, right? So let there be peace, I am peace. Let there be love, I am love. Let there be harmony, I am harmony. That is your truth. That is who you are. And I let this talk stand today for you to discover something about it in your heart. And so it is.